Plagiarism has been there since we know the industry. Anything happening that to my collection or to my certain design, but now I see it as a validation.
Where do you see men's luxury wear going in the next 10 to 20 years? Hi, my name is Anushka and you are watching First Look Unscripted. Today we have somebody very special with us, somebody who has been running his eponymous label since 1998. He's one of the most favored, most popular menswear designers in India. Please welcome Amit Arora. Hi Amit.
Hi.
Very excited to have you here today.
Same here.
So Amit, you have created some of the most edgy, modern menswear looks that we have today in Indian market, and your label is known for very clean silhouettes, very contemporary looks. I really want to know where the journey started. How did you navigate your path and your design philosophy over the years?
So the aspiration of creating this collection was to create cleaner lines and offer subtle elegance rather than bold embellishments and flashy designs which I had been seeing over these past years in the market.
Right.
So my theme and my storyline is subtle elegance.
Right. I think it's also because in the Indian fashion market, I think for a very long time, we were so used to seeing menswear as these heavily embroidered sherwanis and kurtas, and for a very, very long period of time, that's the only thing that was available. And then in the past few years, I have been seeing so many contemporary changes happening, like the band gala, for example, it existed. But right now, it is so much more modern, it is so much more charming. Was this your design philosophy, like the contemporary side of your designing? Did it exist back from 1998 when you started, or is that a change that happened probably over the years as the consumer changed?
Yeah, so it's an evolution to the design philosophy, and the take of the new Indian boys with the overexposure of social media and their aspiration with these international fashion, blending the street style with the current Indian traditional fashion is what I aim for.
Right. Also, I wanted to know that, okay, so even though menswear is evolving, right, but we do not have as many menswear designers in the luxury sector today who cater to that kind of consumer. You being one of them, tell us what are some of the challenges, have you faced any while you're, listening to your young, more Gen Z clients who are so well aware of global influences of social media, as you said, and all of that. Like, has it ever happened that somebody's come to you with a design that they want, and it's probably put you in a thought?
It comes over again and again as a thought, and since now everybody is going through the social media platforms, plenty of available there, and people do have their references and they have influenced by all these so-called designers which are Indian based or international based either. And yes, they do have references when they come along, but we follow our own design philosophy. We do not intend to push or encourage them for plagiarism or anything of that sorts, but we try to inculcate our design philosophy to their thought process and try to create an ensemble perfectly appropriate for their wedding or their occasions.
Right. Coming to your point about striking that balance, right? Even though people today, the modern grooms, I think most of the grooms were buyers these days. They want to keep their look traditional, but they also want that global approach. But how do you decide where to sort of merge these two global and traditional elements, and how do you strike that equilibrium? Like, do you have a mantra to it, or how do you generally do it?
Oh, that's a brilliant question. And in fact, if my collection 2025 called Nakashi, we have tried to keep minimalistic embroideries. We have collaborated with a lot of traditional Indian embroidery techniques, picked up the essence of old traditions and brought it into a clean silhouette on the top, but to give that modern take on of what the Gen Z wants or these new groom wants, I've tried to keep minimal layering on the top, but I have incorporated new layerings at the bottom, the longer kurtas. I've introduced
Right.
dhotis, and I've introduced draped kurtas to go along to give that extra edge to the traditional Indian sherwani.
Right, because I have been seeing in your designs, especially draping plays quite an important role. I have also seen pieces which have like shawls that look like capes, and then even a subtle design change as an asymmetric hemline.
Yeah.
Completely changes the look, and
Yeah.
I think that's what the modern consumer wants. I don't think they knew it. As they say, give them what they don't even know they needed. And I think that's where
Yeah.
it comes, like small changes, but they completely transform the entire look.
Exactly. Yeah.
But another point that you that takes me to my next question: plagiarism. And in today's market, it's I would say plagiarism has become a separate industry in itself.
It is.
Like it is surprising. It is ironic, because as the luxury and designer market is growing, so is the plagiarism market. And there was a time a few years back where it was a little hidden. It was a little subtle. Now it's not that. None of it is, hiding. It's pretty much out there. Have you ever seen a design of yours being plagiarized? And if yes, what was your reaction to it?
Plagiarism has been there since we know the industry, and I'm talking about good old late 90s onwards. People who aspire to wear some good designer wear and they
Right.
can't afford. There are people who help or curate them the first copies. Very unfortunately, I used to get a setback of anything happening that to my collection or to my certain design. But now I see it as a validation that I have created something very good which has been accepted.
Right.
And the other aspect to this is now, I don't know, last week if you saw, there was some designer, I should
Yes,
not name,
yes.
but has taken the initiative of taking it to the
Right.
to the legal level, which was even accepted. So I think that should bring a change in the industry.
Yes, I think definitely. As you said about the validation bit, I think it is quite. It's a good feeling to know that somebody wants to
Yes.
recreate something that you've
Yeah.
created. But I feel as a designer, you must sometimes, when small things, probably a certain embroidery pattern or a concept that you invented, when you see somebody else probably selling it at a different price point, or trying to own it by their name, does it ever make you feel a little, probably a little emotionally?
It is disheartening, but as I said, now it feels like a validation, and not only in our industry, it is happening in all over the world. In all
Right.
industries, may it be bags, women's handbags, or
Absolutely.
shoes, or jewelry, may it be any line. This thing is happening, but it is going to change. I feel the new upcoming designers are evolving. The media is getting involved. People are getting exposed these people who are creating these first copies or taking inspirations from other
Right.
designers are getting exposed with and not being promoted well in certain segment of society. I think
Absolutely.
it will eventually make a difference.
Absolutely, I agree on that. Also, as fashion is growing, I think initially what the idea we had was that all the good fashion weeks happen in Paris or Milan. But now things are
Not
changing,
anymore. Not
thankfully. I
anymore.
mean, so many designers, they're bringing their A game, whether it's Lakme Fashion Week, whether it's India Couture Week, and it is a very proud change for us, the best of craftsmanship. Even though these brands globally, they do keep showcasing Indian craftsmanship, I don't think we get as much credit as we deserve, which is now changing. However, the good part, while the benefits of Indian fashion weeks are the growing credibility and everything, one thing that we cannot sort of let go of is the presence of celebrities in Indian fashion shows that you don't quite see on a global scale.
Absolutely.
And most of the designers, they do have a very well-known face as the showstopper, or opening the show or closing the show. Do you have any thoughts about it? Do you feel this is a good thing, or does it take away from the main attraction of the designs?
I think there are two different aspects. As you said, that there are no celebrity faces or known faces in international fashion shows or whatever. I differ to agree here. Yes, they are not there present on the ramp, but they are definitely there on the first row.
Right, of course, of course. That's a very
So,
good point.
Yeah, and endorsing the designers by wearing their collection is the other way of them presenting that yes, their designs are being acknowledged or being worn by the so-called celebrities. People do look forward to or admire the known faces in the industry.
Yeah.
For us, it is Bollywood, and they really get aspirational or get inspired by who is endorsing and what they are endorsing to.
Right.
So I think if it gives an extra edge to the designer or to the ensemble what the designer is carrying, is a positive side, but unfortunately it has gone very commercial.
Right.
It is not that there is a thought or there is a genuinity of what the celebrity is wearing. It is just all gone very. Endorsements are not genuine. That's all I can say.
Right, I agree to that. Okay, so Amit, I have this really interesting question for you. If you had to recreate a traditional wear wardrobe must-have back in the day, and probably it can be a sherwani and achkan, how would you remake it or rediscover it, or tweak one element that you would change? How would you rediscover that piece, and what would it be?
I would try to make the groom's attire as minimal as possible. Remove the extra layers, the agony of him wearing all the tamjham which he has to go through is what I want him to. I want him to enjoy the tradition by just keeping it as minimal and as clean as possible. Introduce a modern silhouette, a modern clean silhouette with minimalistic embroidery and comfortable for him to enjoy the journey which is about to begin.
Right. And I think I know a lot of people who become a little, I think, baffled when they want to style a party attire, like something as simple as a cocktail night look. According to you, if you had to style the ultimate cocktail night look, what would it consist of?
A black double-breasted jacket with a a lean pair of trousers, and a patent leather shoe with a nice white shirt. That's the perfect
That's right.
cocktail attire.
Minimalism is really your thing.
Absolutely.
Right. Coming to the business aspect of it, Amit, do you think social media, right? I think social media marketing is something that has really gained momentum. And when I say social media marketing, today it is not just about putting campaign images. It goes beyond that. It goes to influencer marketing. It goes to a lot of your digital marketing in terms of putting known faces, reels, of course, we can't miss that. Do you ever feel that it gets a little too much, or it gets a little challenging in terms of marketing it, also managing the business part of it, and especially in today's day and age where your marketing tactics are extremely rampantly changing? How do you deal with that?
It is just evolving. We have seen sort of since the day we learned how to promote the business has changed the way people perceive it now, or people see it now. The exposure from paper, print paper, has gone to digital. It's the new age which people follow. Not only it's our generation, it's the older generations also have switched. Unfortunately, the magazines have gone off the rack, and the only way to reach out people is faster, is handier, because it's there on your phone. And yes, it is difficult for us to create a content and to be updated, and to make your consumer realize that yes, you are there, part of the industry, and want to be part of the journey for the attire, for their outfits, whichever they're looking for their upcoming occasions. It's very tough to keep ourselves updated with you, as you so called said, that it's not only just the campaign. The thing has changed to these podcasts, to the reels, and to actually getting the known faces to wear your thing. So I agree, it is tough, but it is helping us out. We can reach the end user faster.
Right now, the way marketing is going, it's about always feeding the consumers something.
Correct.
You're always feeding them new content. That is the change. So this brings me to my last question. Menswear couture has come a long mile. It has changed from very traditional looks to now very cleaner, modern, contemporary looks. Where do you see luxury menswear going in the next 10 to 20 years?
India fashion has evolved, and as we have been getting inspired by Western culture, Indian traditional culture is getting inspired. They are getting inspired by our culture too. I have seen a lot of new silhouettes being followed, Indian silhouettes being followed, like a Jodhpuri or an Achkan. In some way or the other, these designers are also getting inspired by our traditional
designs that have been in our culture
exactly.
for generations. Yeah, craftsmanship that has been here for centuries. We are just seeing them on a global stage right now. So in India also, do you think that the global influences will keep bringing the traditional craftsmanship will keep going on, or do you think global influences will keep changing how Indian wear is here as well?
Indian wear are it's going in the right direction. I think it is a very good fusion where we are getting inspired by their silhouettes. We are trying to incorporate it in a minimal way, but we are keeping our tradition intact. Like the embroideries which we are doing, are the craftsmen which we are following may be from chicken curry to zardozi or to any for that matter, any technique which I intend to follow, and I intend to keep the Indian tradition the way it is and to give it as a legacy to my future generations. I am getting inspired, even the industry is getting inspired, but in a minimal way, which I feel is very positive.
Right. I absolutely agree. So we have one last segment for you, which is the rapid fire. And of course, I will ask you a few questions and you answer with whatever comes to your mind
Sure.
first. Okay. One styling sin that instantly makes you cringe.
I think a perfect ensemble, but a bad footwear.
With that. An all-year wardrobe must-have that all men should own.
I think if traditional, then a black Jodhpuri. If Western, then a classic navy blue blazer.
Okay. Sneakers with kurta, yes or no?
Sneakers with kurta, yes, if paired up in the right manner. It has to just blend in with the silhouette. It just cannot be random.
Right. The most stylish man you have met, dead or alive?
The one man who inspires me the most is Yves Saint Laurent with his classic take to modern fashion.
If you had to live the rest of your life in a single outfit, what would it be?
A classic white linen kurta paired up with a comfortable pair of khakis or a palazzo.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for doing this with us, and we hope to see many more great collections from you.
It was pleasure coming here too, and thank you so much for calling us.